Now, we've got, hundreds of people watching every single live NFL show. So if we don't get to your question, hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. My DMs are open, and I will do my darndest to get back to you if you hit me up with a question on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. Let's start today's mailbag then. I am host Tom Downey, wearing a Raiders jersey because I lost the bet to Raiders Report host Mitchell Renz. Type in L in the chat if you want. From Nick Bruner, can my Browns trade Baker for Russ? I did it in Madden, and the Browns are better. And yeah, I'm sure you did it in Madden, and it makes sense since, Russ is a better quarterback right now. Although he's been playing a bit of a rough year. That will be an off-season situation. The Browns and Russ, I've had some interest previously. There was the whole trade the Baker Mayfield year. Maybe it could be finalized this year, funnily enough. I think if you're Cleveland, you got to consider it. And if you're Seattle, getting Baker isn't that bad of a haul. Plus, I would assume more for Russell Wilson. So that could be an option we will see come off season. From Brian Tran, are the Raiders the most appealing destination for head coach candidates? It depends on what jobs come open, right? Right now, you could take over a borderline playoff team. That's appealing. If the Jags job comes back open, that actually might be a little bit appealing. I think it's more appealing than maybe the Houston job, the Lions job. The Bears job could be about as appealing, if not more so. The Raiders will be up there. I'd say probably minimum top 2 or top 3. It just depends on what coaches get fired beyond the resignation of John Gruden. From Oscar Robb, is Tua going to lead the Dolphins to the playoffs? Miami right now is 5-7. So they have a chance, I suppose, of getting in, but it is a very difficult path for Tua to guide them back. This year, Tua, I think, has actually played better than people think. He's been accurate. There's always one or two boneheaded mistakes. Got to iron those out, but he's the best RPO quarterback in the NFL. The issue for Miami is the way they started. They're hot right now. They're still 13th out of a maximum of 7 playoff teams. Honestly, I think for Miami to make the postseason, you pretty much got to win out, and I don't think that's going to happen for the Miami Dolphins. They can make a run. Don't get me wrong on that one, but they're scheduled the rest of the way. Giants, Jets, Saints, Titans, and Patriots. It's not that hard, but I bet you lose one of those along the way. As for Tua, I still believe, and maybe ownership doesn't, but I want to hear from you guys. Is Tua a franchise quarterback? Y for yes, he is. N for no, he is not. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes on YouTube, head down there and let me know. Robert Bruce, does Urban Meyer leave Jackson to take the Oklahoma job? I don't think so. If anything, I kind of thought it would have been the USC job. I think Urban sticks out for the rest of the year. He cannot take the Bobby Petrino route. That would be such a disaster for Urban Meyer. That makes it tough to be the Oklahoma guy. You can never say never as it relates to Urban Meyer, but I would be surprised. Let's put it that way. Mark Mulo, where does Aaron Rodgers end up after this season? Denver? I think Denver would be a great fit for him. A little bit more West Coast-ish. If the Raiders blow it up with Derek Carr, not saying I would do it, the Raiders could certainly be an option as well. But I would wager on Denver right now. Speaking of Denver, from Grayson Wolford, will the Broncos draft a quarterback? I think that Denver is going to go trade for a quarterback, whether it is Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan. I'm forgetting somebody off the top of my head, whatever. There will be veteran franchise quarterbacks who are on the market this offseason. If I'm Denver, I got a mostly win-now roster. Go find a true franchise quarterback, at least for the short term. Go try to go at least Peyton Manning 2.0. Kendrick Sandifer, or something along those lines. Will the Saints re-sign Jameis Winston this offseason? If not, who's targeting free agency? The issue is that the quarterbacks in the free agent market are Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, Teddy Bridgewater. And we know that Peyton likes him. I think it's Winston or Bridgewater maybe. There aren't great free agent options at quarterback for the Saints. From Jimmy John, should we be worried about Lamar Jackson? Yes and no. That game on Monday Night Football, he was bad. Like, Lamar did not play well, and like Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and others this year, his interception numbers are way up. And I am still a believer in Lamar Jackson. He is a quarterback you can win with and win because of. There are some frustrating moments. I want him to become a better passer, but he is a franchise quarterback, I believe. And you have to factor in the running ability. He's been so dynamic on the ground for his entire NFL career. He's having his worst year on the ground with 5.7 yards per carry. So I'm not worried about Lamar, the player. I'm curious what that contract looks like, though, since he's his own agent. That doesn't always work out very well for the player. So I want you guys right now to rank Lamar for me among NFL quarterbacks. He's not 1. Is he 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12? Where is he among NFL QBs? Be honest with me in the comments section. Jarrett Cole, which coaches will be the first to get fired? We actually just broke that down, my hot seat rankings on the Chat Sports YouTube channel. My expectation would be Matt Nagy, but we'll see. They'll make a call, I'm thinking maybe January, with some of those coaches getting fired in the near future. Brady is the GOAT of GOATs, the burner account of producer Jack. Will Tom Brady have 9 or 10 Super Bowl rings? At some point, Tom Brady will stop winning everything. It's kind of crazy. He's won every other year pretty much since 2015. So probably not this year, maybe next year he'll get another ring. I don't want to ever bet against Brady. I think I'll take the under 10, though. Would you, Jack? Be honest. Under 10 rings for Brady. He's got 7 right now. Even Jack's going with the under. That's Homer Jack. So, and you're right. Brady is the GOAT. There's no doubt about that. It's a matter of how goaty does he become. That's a thing to say, I guess. Ryan Hood, how do you view the Raiders as a wild card team? They're obviously a contender. They've had some issues in recent years in December that they got to sort out, but that win over the Cowboys is a big deal for them. So the AFC West is incredible. Every team is above 500, which is just absurd to think about. So the Raiders are going to have to earn it. If they get there, I think any team in the AFC that makes the playoffs has a chance to make some noise. I think it is that deep and lacks that true obvious favorite at the very top. From Timmy Turner, should the Falcons target a quarterback in the NFL draft? Possibly. Maybe they should have taken one this past year. Either way, it is a down year at the quarterback position. The top 5 guys, for me, in no order early right now: Matt Corral of Ole Miss, Malik Willis from Liberty, Kenny Pickett from Pitt, Carson Strong from Nevada, and Sam Howell from North Carolina. There are other quarterbacks, Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. You could probably find a decent guy to try to develop on day 2 or day 3. If I'm the Falcons, I cannot take a quarterback in round 1. That is a bad idea because I don't know if there's one worth it compared to what there was on the board last year. So if I'm Atlanta, I'm focusing defense right now, and maybe you try to win again with Matt Ryan for one more year. Now, how many quarterbacks do you think end up being drafted in round 1? There are always quarterbacks that go early, even if they're just E.J. Manuel. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Make those predictions for me right now. If you guys are an NFL fan, you want more free videos every single day, damn, are you in the right spot? If you haven't already, subscribe right now for free NFL videos every single day right here on Chat Sports. It is that simple. All you have to do is hit that big red button right now. Mariners fan, let's get to the super chats after that. Is Pete Carroll on the hot seat? I think maybe. I don't think Seattle makes the playoffs, and they have to choose between Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll, and they might take the quarterback in the end. The greatness of the Raiders, a super chat. What are the GM hot seat rankings? Number 1, Dave Gettleman. He gone. Number 2, Ryan Pace of the Chicago Bears. Number 3, Mike Mayock of the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 4, Rick Spielman of the Vikings. And number 5, I will go with Trent Baalke of the Jags. I'm sure I missed somebody, but that's my top 5. From Baller Alert 55, what should Denver do with Teddy Bridgewater this offseason? Let him leave. Or bring him back on a cheap deal. I think Denver is going to go big game hunting at quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is like the low-end starter, crazy high-end backup, kind of in that Andy Dalton mode. He's not bad, but he's not your franchise guy either. If I were Denver, I would go all in, all out, and go get a big-name quarterback via trade. Rodgers, Wilson, Ryan, whoever. That is the route I would go if I were Denver. So what do you think? Will the Broncos trade for a new quarterback? Type in 1 for yes, they will, or type in 2 for no, they will not. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and feel free to hit me up on Twitter as well. I am at What Going Downey. If we did not get to your question, I'm terribly sorry, but I am available on Twitter. My DMs are open, so hit me up at What Going Downey with any question you guys might have. To Adam White, who do you think gets the 7th seed in the NFC to finish under 500? I mean, right now the 5 seed is Minnesota at 5-6, so there is a very real chance that, like, I don't know, 8-9 gets the 7 seed. I'm not gonna rule out Philly, and maybe the Falcons make some noise moving forward. That 7 seed, it's not going to be a good football team. Minnesota probably also in that mix as well. From the past master, Tom, you think Madison should feel okay for Cook? Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Look, Alexander Madison is not Dalvin Cook, but he's not a scrub either, so he won't be as good, but I think he'll be just fine for Dalvin Cook as a short-term, if needed, replacement.